not trying to step on your
Anyways,
toes,
guys.
Senator. Yeah, I know you're gonna go. Okay, you
Yeah.
good?
Okay.
All right.
Thanks a
Thanks,
lot, guys.
Senator.
Okay, Senator Frank.
Okay. All right. You all take care.
There you go.
Morning, Telo. Your turn.
Hey,
Okay.
Paul, aren't you going to stick around for this next discussion?
Oh no,
What's
you're
the next thing?
you're
Well,
trouble. You're trouble.
Actually, I would love to, but okay. Truth be told, guys, and I'll be honest. Okay, I'm getting calls from your competitors to
Right.
get on here.
they're seeing you. They're seeing you here. Right. Go ahead, Senator.
Somehow,
That's
I think I've stirred the pot enough that everybody's interested in it. So,
No, this is good, Cole. I saw the letter. Awesome. I'm glad you wrote that letter. Let's work on it. Let's find
Yes, we will.
out find a process
Yeah.
that it doesn't need someone from the public, Joe Public, to go and sue the governor of Guam. That it can be done actually through the government itself.
Yeah.
But we can't
Anyways.
have the
Okay,
general
Senator.
do
Go on. They're waiting. They're waiting.
Okay.
That's okay, Joe.
All right,
Right
take
on.
care.
Right on.
All right, guys.
Hey, all right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey.
Good morning, Senator Tello. Let's just start right there on this with this release from Senator Blas. Like, do you think that the Attorney General should hire an independent lawyer or attorney to look at this thing?
She was at those oversight
Yeah,
hearings.
I know.
Oh yeah. Good morning, Chris
Good
and
morning.
Sabrina, Jason, and the KUAM family.
Good morning.
You know, I just wanted to say, Andy Wheeler, I saw the tribute that you did for Andy. I wish him the very best. I know he's going through some difficult times, and we're all sending our prayers. But you know, one thing about the guy is an amazing person, but for him to not forget the people behind the scenes, you know, that put it all together. You know, those who are running the board, you know, doing the cameras. You know, for him to mention that just tells you so much about the guy. You know,
Good people.
don't forget those. So, okay, it's very touching, but I wish him the very best. It was a great tribute, you guys. Very great. It was
Right. Yeah,
awesome.
we're getting so many comments on it. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent job.
Right on.
But yeah, I was there. It was long. It brought out several things. It brought out someone deciding to leave the administration. You know, I'm not going to get caught in something I didn't do. I'm not going to be, you know, put the blame on and leave that administration. There were comments that were being made that were questionable, especially from the Attorney General's office. So if you ask me, I mean, yes, absolutely should be an independent attorney coming in and overseeing this letter that Senator Frank Blas had proffered to the Attorney General. They should recuse themselves because they keep saying that I represent the governor. Well, then who represents the people of Guam and their concerns? So this was brought up, I think, from Dr. McNitch. We should bring him on, talk about a new process on Guam, you know, hiring the people's attorney, you know, and so, yep.
I'd also think maybe we should bring on Tim Huggan because I remember it was like they threw him under the bus, like not only under the bus, but like ran him over, you know. And then like a day later, I think he may have messaged you. He messaged the lieutenant governor about this whole nightmare. And it wasn't that he was looking for hotels because everybody knew that they started in January. But he was told not to, you know, initiate procurement. If I think that's what I recall. Might even have to pull up that old soundbite. But
Yeah. I think we
what I
should.
remember.
Yeah. Maybe we recue the whole
You're gonna-
hearing.
You'll probably have a hard time getting Tim on because, you know, now he's at the VA's office and that's directly under the governor's office.
Right.
So you're going to have a hard time getting him on.
But
Yeah.
you remember that, right? Wasn't they? It's almost like they.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everything that went on, the 3-hour, I think, oversight hearing that we had with regards to this, the comments that were being made. And I'm happy that, you know, the OPA decided to come out and clearly write out the issues during that time and point out that, no, this was done incorrectly. And how do we go from here? What do we go from here? I mean, that's a question many constituents have asked me too. Okay, now that this has been identified, and, you know, in all fairness, the governor comes back or Attorney General probably advises her and comes back that, no, we didn't do anything wrong. Everything we did was correct, and if there was a mistake being made, like anything, we can correct that mistake. Well, how do you correct something like this when already payments already been made? You know, people already been caught, you know, forging signatures on documents.
Damn.
That was Linda.
That goes around in this administration. That Jack Hatting forging stuff. Wow.
But you know, this has to play out. You know,
Yeah.
I'm glad Senator Frank Bloss is not turning a blind eye on this. You know, and going forward, that's what it's all about. We need to all step forward and do our part to ensure transparency. And when it's been, you know, that is taken away from the people of Guam, you know, the trust that we put in our government is taken away. Excuse me.
It's okay.
Let's get into this American Rescue Plan stuff.
Plan.
It does. Can I play
Sorry
this?
about that.
Can I play that thought from the Lieutenant Governor?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna play this, Senator Tello. This is we had
Okay.
got Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio.
He spoke with the media after the groundbreaking ribbon cutting over in Arahan yesterday morning.
Yeah. Yes, I spoke with him too. It was
Oh,
great. I
here
was
we go.
there.
Good morning. Good morning. Acting Governor Tenorio. I was wondering, what is your message to those who I guess are waiting for the all rise payments?
Well, the message is that we're doing everything that we can to make sure that we get all the rules together, make sure that the process is good. A few days ago, I made an order to make it a bit easier so that once the applications are given out, they don't have to go and line up for these verifications. So I think the thing for us is try and make things as smooth and easy as possible, but we do have a responsibility to make sure that we spend the funds the way that we're instructed to.
Okay, so what is your response to the Republican Party who insinuate that the administration is holding on to the ARPA money until 2022 for political campaign reasons?
Well, I'll say this, you know, this ARPA funds are meant to stabilize our island and our government. And if they were to take a look at the instructions, these funds are to be used over multiple years. And I think that that's the way to go. And I just say this, that clearly, based on all of their examples of fiscal leadership, I think we've demonstrated to the people of Guam that we are very good and custodians of the fiscal resources, and our pledge is to make sure that they go to the right places, make sure that we stabilize our island and stabilize the economy.
Okay, so why wait? You know, we continually hear the people cry for help. I guess why wait, and why don't we just take a leap of faith that is allowed under the federal guidelines?
I think that taking a leap of faith is basically going to create a liability perhaps by the government of Guam. I don't think the general fund can afford to pay back lots of federal funds if we determine that there are classes of people that may not be eligible for the payments. And I think that that's why it's very careful, and we're being very deliberate about making sure that we can stand behind payments that are fully legal and fully justified. And the governor will be able to make progress on that when she meets with Treasury folks in the next couple days.
Okay, do you have questions?
Governor Telo Taitague.
Hi, Joe.
It's an unpleasant question on a beautiful day, but this morning Senator Frank Bloss did ask the AG's office to take legal action against the governor's office regarding his hotel quarantines from last year. What's your response to that?
I don't have a response. I mean, I think the Attorney General has the statutory authority to review the audit findings and to make a case for recommendations. I think that when the initial procurement occurred, there were some concerns raised, and I think the approach of the administration changed. And I think we're trying to make sure that we do the best job possible.
And you know, the governor's office has maintained that they did operate under their emergency authority, but you know, some of those specific concerns, the conflict of interest and the record keeping. What's your response to those?
Well, you know, I mean, I guess I'd have the same response as last year, which was to wait for the audit findings. And when the audit findings are taken, to take any corrective action. And in this case, the senator has referred it to the AG's office. You need to really defer to them. I mean, I really think that the folks with that authority to go in and make determinations are there at the AG's office, and it would be unwise to comment about that.
You guys appreciate it.
All right, so that was interesting. On one part of his comment, he says that they've proven that they're good stewards of the finances, but then one of those pesky reporters brought up that dang audit, which said that they weren't good stewards of the finances. But Senator, just your reaction to those comments from Lieutenant Governor, maybe on the rise, right?
Right. Sorry, Chris, the first part I didn't hear what the acting lieutenant governor or the acting governor Tenorio mentioned at the very beginning, but I was there at the groundbreaking and actually had an opportunity to talk to the lieutenant governor. I mean, seeing all the letters going out and listening to some of the media and then reviewing the first the RISE Act itself, the public law. Second, then reviewing the executive order that created the All Rise program. And, you know, I went to the lieutenant governor and I said, I asked him, I said, I'm a bit concerned about the All Rise program, if I can say acting lieutenant governor or acting governor.
Yeah.
That you're incorporating federal employees. And I'm not sure if this is going to be able to, you know, fly, especially utilizing the funding from the ARP money. If you can incorporate federal employees, people who are working, this is almost like a stimulus package. Not sure if you could look into that, you know, and find out if you can pay out to federal employees who are working. Was one of the questions I asked him. I also asked him, if I'm not mistaken, the funding that's going to be used for the All Rise. So of course, you know, you're interrupted by people coming up to you right away, but he said they are looking into it. He wants to make sure that the funding that's going to be utilized can be spent, you know, is approved first before doing it, and it will take a little bit longer. But that's all he mentioned. There was so much more I wanted to talk to, but you know, you're in a crowd and people are coming up, you know, left and right. But you know, I appreciate that he was able to respond to me. The Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, acting at the time, it is very helpful when it comes to responding to questions. You know that he's been very easy to get on the air and talk about issues, especially during, you know, the whole issue at the Pacific Star Hotel. You know, he came on several times, you know, to try to explain. And I think there was one time he came on to apologize for somebody's actions that he felt he needed to do. So, but with this All Rise and program and then the RISE Act, you know, my greatest concern was there's a section in the RISE Act that if we'll be addressing any kind of bill on the floor. I know we're having a public hearing on Bill 75, but there's also a bill that was introduced by Speaker Talahi that basically gets straight to the point. I think that's a better bill to start looking at and making any kind of amendments or changes to, because it's already done in her bill. My only concern is to verify there's a section in the law of the RISE Act that stipulates the spending, where the money is coming from. And we all know, you know, in that bill, I just wanted to read a certain section because I sent this to our legal department to review. It says the funding in Section 5 of the RISE Act is $30 million. And then it's this may be available through the following. Fiscal year 2021 general fund appropriations, or any funds appropriated that can be used for the purpose of this act. Now, underneath it, it says, no local funds may be used for this program as long as federal funds that can be used for the purpose of this act are available to encumber, obligate, or expend. Any funds transferred pursuant to this act shall only be used for the purpose of this act. Payments under this act shall be required only if payments can be funded under federal coronavirus relief package or such other federal funds as are appropriated and lawful. So the way I'm reading this, I'm still waiting for legal to come back with their interpretation is, no funding, section A, where it says fiscal year 2021 general fund appropriations. Okay, so the third paragraph, or the paragraph underneath all that, says, no, it must be used federal. So I need to clarify that, because we all know that we have a shortfall, almost $21 million so far shortfall in the general fund, for FY 2021. I don't see a surplus. Maybe in 2020, but it specifically says 2021. Now, if you look at the All Rise program, I kept reviewing that executive order. I don't see where the money is coming from. I see that the regulations and the guidelines are to be used the same way the RISE Act has been implemented. But it doesn't stipulate how much money is going to be appropriated. But you could hear the governor on some of the interviews that she had, which confused me even more, and that's where I decided to start, reviewing all the documents myself and say, okay, what is legally correct? I mean, it was very confusing because she talks about a cap, on her All Rise program. But what's the money amount first? If you're putting a cap on it, she's saying 30 million, but it's not in the All Rise program stipulated in her executive order. It doesn't give a money amount. So that's confusing in itself. But, I was, like always, trying to get more information, listening to the link and, finding out what's going on out there regarding the RISE Act. And you had Kevin Babauta on from the CNMI. Excellent interview. I think my favorite part was how stunned you were and asked him 3 times, wait a minute, you have a plan. That was priceless, priceless. You have a plan. Oh, that it's unbelievable, how we cannot, implement those same guidelines that CNMI has done since what? They've been doing it in January. They knew about this. They implemented the program. I think it was in May, or is that when they asked?
They showed the plan, Senator. They showed the plan in a
All
PowerPoint
3
presentation
branches.
to all 3 branches of
Right.
government. It probably sounds like I'm speaking Chinese if Adeloop's listening. But they presented the plan.
We were just in complete shock. Could
Yeah,
not
my
believe
jaw was
it.
literally
Oh my God.
on the floor. I had to sanitize.
But the one thing I was really impressive was they didn't hesitate. It's called a stimulus package. That's what they put out, their stimulus package. By I can't remember what the amount was, but they're giving it out to those individuals, tax-paying individuals. This All Rise or this act together should just be a stimulus package. Those who are taxpayers who have a certain threshold, who also did not work or had hardship. Because I really don't think we can use this funding on individuals who had no hardship whatsoever. If you were making $30,000, let's say below 40, if you were making $30,000, there was no interruption in your normal lifestyle moving forward, then why would you be entitled to that? When there are people out there who weren't working, who couldn't even try and get a job to work, there are issues that they have a lot bigger issues, and they should be getting this funding. But if you're going to do a stimulus package like CNMI did, then let's just do a stimulus package. Send out funding to certain individuals, households who make below a certain income, to all taxpayers. That's it, very simple. $600 million, people. This money was meant to help people recover, not build a brand new building or, things like that. I mean, granted, that would be nice, but let's first take care of the people of Guam. And if the stimulus package went out, how much money would that be? How much did we spend on the last, or how much did the federal government spend for Guam on the stimulus package last year? Do you remember that amount, Chris or
It was
Sabrina?
180. I want to say it was.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Senator, stand by real quick, though, because we're going to jump over to KUAM TV right after this. Again, this is the link on the breeze.
Starting August 1st, pandemic unemployment assistance claimants must
We got your 6.
At 6 a.m. with the link on Breeze 93.9 FM. Bree and I connect you with all the latest news and information
What are the
you need to know to start your day.
Then check back with Guam's news leader at 6 p.m. for the day's top headlines with KUAM News Primetime.
From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and everything else in between with KUAM Digital, we got your 6. Good morning, Guam. My name's Chris.
I'm Sabrina.
I'm Jason. Good morning.
Good morning. That's Joe, sir. This is the link. Hi, KUAM TV. Here we are, 801. It's brought to you by Pacific Points, Cabo Enterprises, Jack in the Box, and IT&E. Good morning. 801 again on this Wednesday, July 28th. On the line now in the KUAM newsroom, Zoom room, Senator Telo Taitague. What did you make of the Lieutenant Governor's comment? I think it was asked, why doesn't the administration take a leap of faith and pay out the RISE Act now? And I think his response was taking a leap of faith would create a liability that could potentially leave the people of Guam on the hook for millions of dollars. Would you agree with that? Because it kind of seems like one of the main purposes of this, the ARPA, the American Rescue Plan, is to provide direct assistance to those who have been adversely affected by the pandemic.
You're talking about, because it's very confusing. Are you talking about the RISE Act or the All Rise program? The RISE Act is
All the
law
same,
itself?
whatever, anything with RISE in it.
Well, I think it's questionable on the All Rise program for individuals who were working, federal employees, individuals like that. I think it's questionable there.
Yeah,
If you're, stipulating it. So I would be very cautious moving forward. On the RISE Act, there is no reason why she shouldn't move forward on the RISE Act at all. Why are we waiting for the All Rise program when that's questionable, but yet the RISE Act program is not as questionable as the All Rise? So I don't think that anybody wants to have to pay back the federal government if there was a mistake done. But I really don't understand why CNMI was able to get all that information to them on how to spend the funding and what they can spend it on when they got that information in May. I think it was May, when they kept in touch with the Treasury. All their programs, their plan, not only sent to all 3 branches of government, but there was also sent to the Treasury, to ensure that this money can be used for that. Why aren't we doing that? Why isn't Guam sending to the Treasury? Why aren't they speaking on a daily basis with the Treasury? I know there was a webinar that was put together, but that was for like everyone under the sky. But there should be a direct connection. It is a Democrat sitting in the White House right now. I mean, there's no reason or excuse why you can't have that connection to find out if this money can be used.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I would do if I was the company? I would just pay out the RISE Act and then do another program where you can be the savior to the GovGuam employees and the GovGuam retirees and the federal workers. It's a simple solution right there.
I think it's important to remember that what this money is supposed to be used for, those people who had hardship, who was, it was detrimental to them. They couldn't go out and get a job during COVID. They weren't able to, they were lost on hours. They lost their job, completely lost their job. I mean, PUA was put in place, granted. to help them out in that, particular situation. But there's also the businesses that suffered, individual landlords who never got their funding, for during the whole time during COVID, where they couldn't release anybody. But they also didn't get any rental income that was coming in, and they have mortgages too. The businesses that are closing down because of COVID, where's the help there? Governor states that she put out grant money through GITA where people can apply for. But I've had a couple constituents come up to me and say they've submitted their application and haven't been heard from GITA at all. No help has been given to them. So this is an area that she could start working on. I mean, has the funding for the first coronavirus package come out? Has that been utilized completely, the $117 million? Where is the update on that? So there's a lot of questions, and there's no plan in place. And that's what's really, making everybody confused, running like chickens with their head cut off, can't answer any questions, and confusing the public even more. Put a doggone plan together. Put a plan together that should have been done a while ago. Show it to the people of Guam, all branches of government. Be transparent, open. This is exactly what we're going to do. We're going into budget pretty soon. And we're still not sure how the governor is going to spend this money. Doesn't give us very much time. What is she going to do? Send us the plan after August 31st when we have to submit the budget bill to the governor? Yeah. Then a bunch of games are going to be played. And this doesn't need to be happening while we're hurting, our economy is hurting. So I'm just hoping that we get an answer by the end of this week. We're going into the public hearing. I hope both bills are being heard. 75 is going to be heard, but like I said earlier, there's another bill that was introduced by Speaker Terlahi that basically addresses quite a bit. And that bill, by the way, was introduced by Speaker Terlahi, James Moylan, and Joe San Augustine. So they came to a consensus, and that's Bill 36. But first is first. We don't know if we can spend that money. We're not getting anything from the administration to let us know if we can use the money for this or not. And that's the first thing that needs to be answered.
Yeah, Senator, I feel like we have done our part here on the link in questioning a lot of the directors who've come on here, how much of the American Rescue Plan funding they're going to ask for. And a lot of them said, oh, we're getting this much. Governor Gutierrez, GVB. Were they getting 30 million or something? Yeah. 20 million and then 18 million for Matatang Beach.
If I'm not mistaken, it might be 35.
Right. So while they say there's no plan, maybe it's not written down or whatever, or maybe they're just keeping it in draft form because they don't want you guys to hate on it. There obviously are conversations with directors and the administration about very concrete numbers that they're going to be getting from this American Rescue Plan. So you're welcome. We've been collating this data, and I don't know if they just don't have the staff or what, but I feel like the senators, it wouldn't be hard to go back through these interviews and make a list and start from there, because I just feel like you guys are being played for fools. I'm so frustrating. I don't know why we're not playing hardball and asking for this plan. I mean, we tried the nice route. We had a whole kumbaya meeting, right? It was like hold hands, and people want us to work together, and that's out the window. That's gone. That ship has sailed.
Well, I think the first opportunity we have, the legislature had, was during the budget hearing when we had public health. And I asked the question of how much money are you expected from the ARP funding? I believe it was that they were under appropriating from last year's budget. And I asked, well, where are you going to get this funding? I believe that's when they told us how much they were expected to have. And then after that public hearing, we went through every single, we were going through all the agencies coming in front of us for budget hearing, asking, well, how much money are you going to get from ARP? What do you anticipated? Why are you going below what you asked for last year? Are you anticipating ARP money? And then I think it caught, that caught wind up at Adelup, and and probably instructed to them not to say anything else after that. So we were able to get at least 3 or 4 agencies on how much money they're anticipating to get from the art money that they asked for. Now, whether they're getting it or not is another story. You know, things can change as we're all seeing, you know, what commitments are being made and then they're changed. You know, especially this All Rise program, you know, that's a commitment being made. That might change too, because we might not be able to utilize the art money for that. So, like I said, a plan is needed. Let's put it all on the table so everyone can see it, and then let's all come together and try to make a plan work.
Have you guys tried asking the acting lieutenant governor, where's this plan?
You know, I think we have been many times. They asked us for a plan for the art money, and we were happy to send it to them. So we were asking
I'm talking
them,
about Speaker Teresa Law, who's the acting lieutenant governor. Someone asked her, where's the plan?
The acting lieutenant governor, yes, I'll see her today. Hopefully I'll ask her, acting lieutenant governor, is there a plan at Adelup that you have?
It's funny, when there was some strange occurrence of off-island travel that happened, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, where through circumstance, then Speaker Tina Munia Barnes had become the acting lieutenant governor. And man, they gave her the Escalade, she had security, she was like signing stuff as acting lieutenant governor. And so when we had the speaker on a couple weeks ago, I don't think we were really joking about it. It was just, the precedent was there, you know, like go to Adelup and to be firm, and I'm here, I'm the acting lieutenant governor. Let's go. When's the cabinet meeting? You know, because I just feel like we've reached this roadblock, and maybe it's just because there's no plan, right? So I don't know if it's like we're asking for something that doesn't exist, but I don't even know what to say. I mean, the acting lieutenant governorship was totally available when it was Speaker Tina Munia Barnes. And I remember there was a couple stories about her driving around in the lieutenant governor's GMC, that big black SUV that he's got, you know?
From Autospot, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, where else? Anyway, so yeah, we had spoke with the speaker and said, hey, go down to Adelup. Demand something from BVR, but you can't do that because, you know, Lester Carlson's off island.
Is there a deputy director? I don't even know.
Yeah, is there a deputy director of BVR?
I think our Speaker Chulai has more ethics and morals than that, and understands the issue, what's going on with this island, and the assistance and need that our people need come first before anyone else. And right now, you know, we don't have that many police officers out there, you know, or we don't have the funding to go and splurge like that just so, you know, I can look like a big person. Speaker has better, you know, morals and ethics than that. So she's, you know, other way, that's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
She needs some gloves, though. I think we got some here somewhere.
We do, yeah. The boxing gloves. I mean, I don't know. I don't want you guys to get dirty, but it kind of seems like this is a down in the mud ground fight. This is what the governor has turned this into, and you can't win if you're standing on the edges, you know.
That's a good one, Jason.
Senator Taitague, thank you. We got to do the news.
Well, I thank you so much, and look forward to the next opportunity to speak with you. But, you know, again, I can't tell you. Whenever I need to find out what's going on this island, I just have to tune into the link, KUAM, and you guys provide, and not just on Guam, but in CNMI. I thank you for that interview with Ken Babauta, right?
Kevin Bautista, yeah. Get his name right. They're spending their money.
Oh, hey, that's another name. That's a Freudian slip, isn't it? Okay,
yeah, it is.
We're talking about what? what was the other subject with Frank Loss? Jason? Ta-dun-tun. Okay.
Thank you, Senator.
Okay. Take care, everybody. Be safe. Thank you so much.
Have a good day, Senator.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
I was waiting for you.
Day.
Thank you. There you go.
There you go.
I can't hang up on her until she says created a great day.
That's great.